There it is.
Greatest right here, false finish of all time. I don't care. I may be conceded. That's the greatest false finish ever.
Shawn's sell is the money right here, because we're both dead,
Yeah.
but like Shawn sells this whole thing for us.
Yep.
But this is one of those moments too where, as good as this feels in there with this crowd and everything else, when you watch this back, I didn't know what Shawn did in that moment. I'm busy selling,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you
not in
know,
the
and you're
moment,
busy
right?
selling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's not until later where you watch it back and go, that's 10 times better than I thought it was.
Everybody's working for everybody else. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I don't feel the need in any four of these matches that I got to look out. I got to watch I got to take care of myself. You know, because there's that trust level, and everybody's so invested. And it's at this point, 4 years into this, so everyone is so invested in this story between the three of us. Like it's like, okay, what can I do? What else can I do for you that's going to make this story even, you know, even richer and thicker? And it's, I mean, that's just to have that alone is worth the weight in gold.
It is. Look, you guys know it as well as I do. It is a that is a three-way love and respect fest. You know, for one another.
Yep.
I mean that is what all of us are doing with each other, which is, you know, this is our moment for all three of us who have been through so much with one another, and again, and with this line of work. What's the best way we can, you know, show that love and appreciation to one another, you know, in front of the world? And this is us doing that, you know, and that whole thing was, you know, all four of
Yeah.
them the entire time.
Look, Shawn can't even look. I'm not to cut you off, but
Right.
look, he can't even look. And so,
Yep.
those are little things that people are like, well, okay, he wouldn't look, but it means so much to the story. Gosh, dang.
Yeah, and we never. It's the art of it too. Is that ain't we talked about? We never talked about Shawn can't watch his
Any of
best
that.
friend get shot. We didn't talk about it. What we talk here's one of my favorite memories of this, aside of everything else, is us. You know, the putting this finish sequence together, right? The
Right.
end of this and wanting to. I can't remember. We kept joking about it. What's the emotionality of it? Right? Is that was the we kept saying the emotionality. Once we got the emotion of the finish down, where we wanted to go, we I remember it being like we had nothing. Then we started to get the emotion, and we put the finish together. We all went through it like 2 or 3 times. I felt like we were all actually emotional talking about it. And then there was a
Yep.
moment where like, okay, that's good. We're done. We separated. The next day we went through it one time. It was day of. And I remember looking at you and saying, all right, well, that's the end. And that's a fairly long sequence, but you want to talk about the rest of it? Because we hadn't discussed anything. And you said, I don't know, you want to just call it out there? And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Like, like it was music to my ears. Like, hell yeah, let's. You know, I think if anything, that gave me more confidence going into it than anything. Of like, yeah, let's just go do this, man. Let's just go out
Yeah.
there and have this match.
Yeah. The table has already been set. Let's just go out and do what we
Yeah,
do. And
yeah.
and this right here, this all totally organic.
He gets what is his.
I say it all the time in interviews. This is the realest moment in my career.
Absolutely. Absolutely, by far. Look at, yeah, I'm looking around like, because at that point I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's it for me. You know, and we just, you know, we just put a lid on a 4 year unbelievable story. And I have so much respect for, you know, you guys, man. Man, I honestly,
Yep.
I get emotional. You know, when I see that picture. I have that picture you did for us, Paul, and it's when you come down the stairs of my gym. That's the last thing that I see, and I don't. There's not a
Yep.
day that I don't walk down those steps that I don't stop and look at that and think, you know, that right there may be the greatest moment in my career and most proud.
Yep.
And
Yeah, for
man,
me too.
don't do it. I don't do it enough, but I just want to thank you guys, honestly, because I don't think it happens
Dude,
with
thank
two other
you.
guys.
Thank you
So
both,
good.
and
And you
it
guys,
was my pleasure.
yep. Well, mine too. And the thing, and it is, you guys are the two of you are the single reason that I was able to be okay. You know what I mean? You know, to get okay, and then to be able to have the opportunity to come back and change it and do it different and get to go off in the absolute greatest scenario, certainly that this guy in this heart could ever have. Can't speak for anybody else, but for me, touched every base, dotted every I, crossed every T, and got to do it with, easily, again, keep the waterworks from going. The two most important people in that locker room for the last 30 years of my life. So thank you.
Yeah, really, no, thank you. It was like you got to. It was basically you got to walk out and say, follow that. It was like, you know what I mean? It's like follow that, right? It's like, and you left way at the at man. I tell people all the time in interviews, like I envy the fact that you were able to walk away when you did, because there was obviously a lot of gas left in the tank, and to walk away and be so peaceful, and I've always admired that and been a little jealous.